Tax season is here, like it or not, and for some people it can lead to feelings of dread and overwhelming at the thought of crunching all those numbers. Joining us now to chat about ways to transform your money mindset for a better financial future is author, speaker, and founder of Elevate Club, Dr. Nona Javid. Dr. Nona, thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
Yeah, this can be such a stressful time money-wise. I know that people can get really overwhelmed with money, and especially tax time can be so crazy. So what do you do? Tell us about Elevate a little bit.
Yeah, so I think the first thing to sort of understand foundationally is that we all have a relationship with money. We don't typically think about our relationship with money. But if you think about how you would show up in a relationship, like with your husband or with a friend, there's typically a dynamic that exists. So imagine somebody having a relationship with money where they're constantly avoiding their partner. Say if money is that partner, they're constantly avoiding them. They are not giving it enough attention, or maybe they have some anxiety and they're sort of in that scarcity mode and they're continuously holding on to money. So those dynamics, when you think about it as a relationship to money, they are not necessarily healthy. In a human-to-human relationship, that would be completely toxic.
Yeah, wow.
Right?
Never thought of it that way. This is such a good point. And when your money changes, do you think typically people keep that same relationship? Like even if you didn't used to have money and maybe now you do you think you still have that mindset?
I definitely think so. There's some stat out there where it talks about how 70% of people who win the lottery, they actually end up losing a whole bunch of it during their first year because their thermostat is not set to the next level of money that they have generated. So unless you get to the root cause, or unless you really heal your relationship with money, then those old patterns are just going to continue to play along no matter how much money you make or how little you make. And it has very little to do with the amount of money and more to do with how we're showing up when we're spending or when we're receiving money.
Okay, so you have 3 steps. You have kind of a 3-step platform here to improve people's relationships with money. Take me through those 3 steps.
Okay, the very first step is actually understanding what that relationship's gonna look like. And it's gonna start with auditing and making a list of all the ways that you relate to money. And when I ask my students to do this, they are baffled by how much energy and thought process actually goes into whether it's spending money, receiving money, experiencing money, you know, should we spend it here, should we spend it there? There's so much conversation and energy and time that's just spent on money. So the very first step is to actually make a list of all the different ways, whether it's buying Starbucks or thinking about where you're gonna go next, and just making a list and becoming aware of how often it's around us and how often we're having this conversation.
Yeah, kind of what's coming in versus what's going out, right?
All of it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and what's step number 2? Assess emotion?
Yeah, so in step number 2, you want to take a look at each one of those things on the list and determine what's my energy towards this? What's the emotion behind it? So I'll give you an example. If you're going to buy coffee or you end up eating lunch every single day and you kind of have this feeling around it that I should be bringing my lunch, or why am I spending so much money on lunch today, or whatever the case is, then, okay, the energy with which you're spending that money on lunch, not so positive, right?
Right.
So you'll want to evaluate that relationship, evaluate that emotion and the energetics with which you're approaching that money. And so this goes across the board. If you're paying someone, if you're receiving money. So once you made the list in step 1, and step 2 is evaluating your energetics towards that entire list.
Yes, okay, good to know. And do you suggest that people change maybe their spending habits if they don't feel good about the way they're doing it?
Okay, great question, because that's basically step number 3,
okay,
right?
Wonderful, yes.
So once you evaluate that emotional engagement or that dynamic that you have with each of those things on the list, and you've done a really good audit, this could be a 24-hour process, then in step 3, you take a look at that list and you go, wait a second, if I'm showing up to this particular situation with the energy of scarcity or feeling anxious about it, I really only have 2 options. Either I eliminate this expense, so I'm choosing to eliminate if that's a possibility, or I shift my energy towards it. And my favorite way of shifting my energy towards anything is to make it a blessing, turn it into a blessing. So if I go somewhere and I find myself, oh my gosh, I'm spending all this money, well, that's not good energy. So what I'm gonna do instead is I go, where is this money going to? Perhaps this money is going to pay for someone's tuition or someone's college fund or someone's kid to attend a special event or something like that. So that way I have shifted my energy towards that particular transaction.
Yeah, okay, this is so good to know. So if people want to start doing these things, I know that it might be intimidating at first. Where do you recommend that they start?
I think just awareness around how you're showing up with the different things that are happening that involve money, and recognizing that just like anything in our environment, money is also a form of energy, and becoming aware of it is really the first step.
Okay, I love the advice you have given today. Thank you so much. If people want to learn more about this, where can they go to find out more?
Yeah, I have lots of resources, and they can find me on my social media pages. Specifically, I spend a lot of time on Instagram, so they can go there. And if this resonates with anybody, I'm happy to provide some free resources for them as well.